Get the tools, resources, and accountability that you need to start, grow, or scale your fitness business. Fill out an application for 30 days of free access to our business mastermind group at gymownerjohn.com. All right, everybody. So we're in the middle of a conversation. This is Jonathan. You already know. I'm with Darwin. Darwin, what's the name of your gym?
Evolution Fitness.
Okay, and where you're located?
We are located Long Island, New York.
Okay, so we've been talking already for about 15 minutes, and we're right now at the point of a period that a lot of trainers hit, and that is the number of classes. So we're just going to pick it up from there, and whatever
Yeah.
information you missed out on, that's your fault for not being part of our mastermind group. Anyway, so now here's the thing. When your gym is your main gig, there is I had the same conversation with Darian. When your gym is your main gig, there is no excuse for not having more classes because if there was something else that was holding you back, that's one thing. But the only thing that adding more classes is going to cost you is your time, which you're paying for anyway. Like it's not like you pay less on rent if you teach fewer classes. So really, you're just taking the opportunity away from yourself. Going further from there, you have to understand that you just gotta kind of tough through it. So when I had my boot camp, I started off with a 5:30 class and I decided I want to do a 6:45 class. The first month of me doing a 6:45, actually, okay, let's say for the first month, there were only two people that came into the class. And half the time it was one person from the 5:30 that didn't want to sleep in. And so if I just went based on that information, and I would have quit after 3 months. You know what I mean? So you have to understand that when you add a new class or when you have additional classes, there are going to be periods of time in the year that are just going to be less populated than others. Also, you have to afford yourself enough time for the class to exist long enough. I remember Darian was saying, "Oh, well, there wasn't enough demand for this class, so I didn't run it." That's like that's the worst logic on earth because if it doesn't exist, how can there be demand for it? It has to exist. You just have to be okay with the fact that, all right, fine. I guess there are two people that day. No problem. You know what I mean? Like, and the other thing is my energy was always high. You know what I mean? It's not going to grow if you walk in and go like, oh man, there are only two people. They're never going to refer. They're going to feel that. So you just have to keep the classes going. The only way that I would say, okay, it might not be a good idea is if you have to pay somebody else to run it because now it costs you money to do it. But it only costs you your time. And if you're not doing anything else with your time anyway, you should absolutely just stick it out. You know what I mean? And then eventually it'll grow. When I added the last two classes that I added to my gym schedule were 7:30 a.m., which is notoriously poor at attendance, and 12 p.m., which was like a shot in the dark. And 7:30 for the first, I did this in a previous video. 7:30 didn't have a lot of people, stuck around for a couple months. Now the roster is like 20 people deep. Same thing with noon. Is it as populated as 5 a.m.? No, but there are periods of time in the year where 5 a.m. people want to come at 7:30. So 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then like just putting that extra class on the tail end of your existing classes, it's not going to hurt you. If you have a 5 a.m., just adding a 6 a.m., is going to be fine. And if you have a 6 p.m., just adding a 5 p.m. or 7 p.m., whatever the case may be, it's just adding an extra hour. What are you going to do with it anyway? You know what I mean? So
You're right
that's
on that.
yeah, that's definitely an approach that I would take. So in terms of your branding, I see your website. Okay. What I might not post this on YouTube after all, but Evolution Fitness. What is Big Little Gyms, Little Big Gyms?
Yeah, it's they're like a marketing slash um they're marketing slash like kind of like a mentorship group
Okay.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Okay. And what have did they build your website?
yeah, they built my website.
And do they maintain your website?
They maintain my website as well.
Okay, how much does it cost for them? Do they own the domain? Like, do,
No, not the domain. No,
okay,
not the domain.
okay, how much does it cost for them to maintain your website?
So with that, I also get access to their Go High Level stuff, which also allows me to like there's like I can nurture my leads on there, do all the stuff that Go High Level can do. But with their systems and stuff like that. So that's like $400 a month.
Okay. And what about the marketing? Do they do that on top?
The marketing, yeah, they help us with the marketing as well.
Like, is there an extra charge for the marketing?
Yeah, like if they were to run my Facebook ads, it's an extra charge. but they'll like look at my Facebook ads and go through it in case I need any help and stuff like that.
Are you locked in for like a year?
No, I'm not locked in. No.
Okay. I like structure, but if you're telling me that the growth, okay, how long have you been with them? That's a better question.
Probably like 4 months.
Okay. So if from January to July, the growth has only
Mhm.
been 20 members, I'm not sure that it's worth it. And I guess hang on to them while you're in our school group, but
Mhm.
I would expect for that much of an investment that you would get more out of it. Um, in terms of your, I mean, unless you felt like they revolutionized everything for you, but with this many constraints, I'm
Mhm.
wondering how much that has helped. All right, because what's the population? Is your area densely populated? Like your city?
I don't. Yeah, it's pretty populated.
I'll put it like this: how many gyms are around you?
We got a Planet Fitness up like a small group, like a small boutique, or just gyms in
Nope,
general.
any kind of
There,
gym.
there's quite a few. There's quite a yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay, if there are a lot within like 5 miles, and there are enough,
Yeah,
there's enough of a captive audience that you should be able to take advantage of. All right. Some of it I think has to do with the presentation. Whose idea is it for you to run the content that you run on your Instagram? Because a lot of the Instagram content is you giving tips.
yeah.
Is that
Um,
your idea or theirs?
it's kind of like a mixture of both. Um, and kind of like a mixture of Alex Hormozy stuff too, because like education type of content.
Right.
Um, so on it, and I've kind of built like a personal brand on my own, like through my own Instagram and through like just other methods of just giving away stuff like that for free.
Yeah.
So I just kind of try to take that approach from my personal onto the business, which I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but that's just kind of what I rolled with.
Cool. I don't think it's a good idea personally. Okay.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
you are very familiar. I mean, you found me on YouTube a long time ago, right? Years ago.
Dude, probably like 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, great. So like if you follow my Instagram page, BFF Bootcamp, you'll see there's very little Jonathan Fit Pro stuff there.
Yeah.
Like it does not cross over because my personal brand has nothing to do with the experience that I'm trying to offer my prospective audience on social media. All right. So you going the Alex Hormozy style does not help you grow your gym because you're not Alex Hormozy. Alex
Yeah.
Hormozy's main audience is at the time gym owners that wanted to grow their gym or what you call it or now like business owners that want to grow through his acquisition.com channel. But when he was actually growing his own gym, his content was literally just trying to get people in with the 6 week challenges that used to be effective forms of marketing. So when somebody goes to, let's say somebody finds you on Google and then they go to your Instagram, they're trying to figure out what kind of experience they're going to get into their gym. All they're getting is you talking. And if it's
Yeah.
just like if it's personal, if you're a life coach, maybe, but like that doesn't really help itself for the growth of your business. Now, let's move forward. What's the fit? I know that Fit Body Bootcamp exists. Like, for instance, this is going way back, but Bedros Keuilian, the
Yeah.
founder of Fit Body Bootcamp, is the reason that I decided to start my own group training. I never bought into his franchise, never felt the need to. All right,
Yeah.
but what is this system that is so that is that you're bringing over? Like, is it? Are you talking about a style of training, or are you talking about an?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give me an overview of a typical day? Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like circuit training, right? So it's like 8 to 10 different exercises. The format might change as far as 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 45 seconds on, or maybe 3 laps around the room. We do
yeah,
45-minute sessions. Um, and that's essentially it. We warm up in the beginning with all the demonstrations and the modifications, then straight into the workout, and then a cool down at the end.
cool. All right, so here's the deal. Like, the only problem here's the problem. Um, you could still just do that and then be fine. I would. highly recommend. But if you say that you're experiencing constraints as it relates to, did you say that you're experiencing constraints given the size of your space?
I think so. And I mean, that could just be a limiting belief on my end. Because have had like 10 to 11 people and we did just fine. Like
Yeah.
with when it's maxed out. Um, that could just be a limiting belief on my end. Plus, like, I'm not sure if you go through the same thing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too distracted. But like, I'll see other people in the industry, and it's like, if you have this type of space, like, you're probably better off running this type of model, right? Because you
Okay.
can maximize per hour. This, and that. So
Sure. That's an organizational kind of thing. And
yeah,
I'm like crazy when it comes to space. But in the very beginning, when I first ran in a park, I didn't have a lot of, it didn't benefit me to use like 100 yards worth of space. So I was pretty
yeah,
much confined to, let's say, 500 square feet. All right. And this one, I had to drag my equipment over to the gym. So when I look now, I look at your gym and I look at your Instagram from what I can gather from the website
yeah.
and from the Instagram. Number one, the problem with the website. What's the website URL?
Evolutionfitnessli.com,
What does the LI stand for?
Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Evolution Fitnesses. So
I figured. Okay, so here's where I'm struggling. Okay. Um,
yeah,
Number one thing is that if I look at the site, right,
yeah.
the
Oh, you got it.
the hero image, which is the main image that you see, where
Yeah,
hold on, I lost everything. Give me 1 second. Um,
okay, no worries.
are you able to see
Yeah,
your, okay,
I'm able to see the website. Yeah.
cool. The hero image is not your gym. That doesn't do you any favors. All right. And so there's really nothing that
Okay.
shows what they're going to experience when they get there. All right.
Okay.
And then number two, sorry, I'm having a Windows issue. There we go. Um, the call to action being in the fold is great. Um,
Hmm.
for the most part, the stuff is fine.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, there's nothing that shows actually what's going to happen at the gym except for this one before and after. Everything else is kind of stock. All right. Um,
Yeah.
Aside from that, if I were to go to the Instagram, it's Instagram linked here. Yeah. If I were to go to the Instagram, like I said before, there's nothing necessarily all that dynamic about like the room looks too empty. If I were going
And
to
it,
go ahead.
and it is.
Yeah.
That's something that I have to work on for sure. Like, there's nothing on the wall, like, in
Yeah.
100%. There's
Well,
nothing on there.
okay. Is it a constraint of the amount of equipment that you have? Or is it
Um,
just the angle?
it could just be the angle. I mean, I have a bunch of dumbbells, bands. Like, it's on the other side of the wall, actually. All my equipment.
Yeah, then that doesn't
Um.
help you because it looks like they just walk into an empty room. It looks like a
Okay.
corporate space where you could much more easily give it more of an actual gym feel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The videos of you talking should be replaced with videos of them doing their thing, them doing the workout thing.
Okay.
So I think that you're borrowing from a lot of different areas that aren't necessarily helping you. All right. I think you're
Yeah.
borrowing from Alex Hormozy, but you're taking his style and you guys are in different places from when you're implementing it. All right.
Yeah.
Whereas he's doing it as an influencer and you're trying to impart that into your business. All right. You're
Yeah.
taking from the Fit Body Bootcamp model because that's what you knew. That essentially constrained a lot of your thinking in terms of the numbers of days a week that you were operating, the types of styles that you were working with, and just the male to female ratio or the ability to operate with male to female anyway. Um, I'm not sure what the Big Little Gyms is giving you, but I think that like I don't even do that for myself. I would go the push press route because for
Okay.
around the same amount of money, you can get a site that will look better and they would not impose themselves on the site the way that Big Little Gyms
That they
does. Like,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little, I just don't think that's necessary. And it's a lot cleaner.
Okay.
So my gym Uh, how are we doing on time? Are you pressed for time?
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, yeah, we're good.
All right. So like they really should give me a commission the way that I tell people about their business. But um I'll save that for another day. I'm just greedy. So like if you look at my gym, as soon as you get there, you're seeing stuff that goes on in the gym. And you can see like I could shoot it from the wrong angle and then it will look emptier. You know what I mean? So everything was very
Yeah,
purposefully done. And then everything you see is like what you will experience in the gym. You know, it's nobody standing still with like, blank wall. So I don't know if you've seen like I don't have a picture of my wall. Okay, so you see this woman on the bike,
yeah,
just be behind her. You probably can't see, but on this wall is a big old vinyl logo that says BFF, has my logo on it. Even putting that on the wall, if you were going to take pictures of people, would do wonders for you. Like I have my logo everywhere. Like I have in the back, we have this backdrop at 10 by 10, just for when people do selfies. So like the brand is out there, you know?
yeah.
So when people go to let's say a Google search, BFF boot camp. Let's see if I can get it. They're going to look at the pictures as well. All right. And so obviously they see the outside picture. And then I'm going to see how long this takes to load up. All right. My internet is not cooperating, but like they're going to see the actual gym. So the size does not matter because there was a point where my gym, the gymnastics facility that I was operating out of, was not in line with my actual gym, but that's all that I had access to, and I was still able to make it work. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what we're going to work on is number one, improving your workout systems, trying to get you off the Fit Body Bootcamp, or not even get you off it, but showing you different ways that you can implement workouts. It's going to make your clients' experience a lot better. All right,
Okay.
definitely improving the content of your social media so that when people land on it, they go like, oh, well, this is a gym that I want to belong to. And then working on your own um, uh, Instagram marketing. I don't even do Facebook because Facebook I found to be too confusing.
Hmm.
And like I found since you're usually promoting a video, it's going to be easy to get the ball rolling and the communication going on Instagram. All right, more so than
Yeah,
Facebook. All right, Instagram, you just make a post, boost the post, and then it's up to you to do the follow up. All right, so we have to get your systems in order, but there is no reason. And then adding that extra class, and then you just got to be okay with the fact that that's how it goes. You know, when you
yeah,
first start your business, you're not going to get 100,000 people in the door, and if you're going to get this all right at any point, you might as well do it before September starts so that when September hits, everything is set. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
yeah, you just got to get more dynamic. And I think you're going to save way more money overall because now you're going to have to pay the 400 anyway for somebody else to manage your site. But like you're not going to have to pay that extra amount for somebody to run ads for. I said this in the last, I did a video last night with Angel, and I said that to Darren. I'm going to say it to every trainer that I work with. There is no reason somebody else should be running your ads for you. Running ads for a gym is so freaking easy. It's ridiculous. The only thing that gets hard is the fact that you have to do the follow up, and you're going to do it better than anybody else. You're going
yeah.
to sell it better than anybody else. All right. So for you to put that in the hands of somebody else, I don't think it's doing you any favors. All right. So yeah, my site finally loaded up. So when they go to the site and then they see the images, these are actually old images. All right, so these are the images they're going to see. So they're going to see like actual stuff that happens in my boot camp now. All right, and it just shows that it's a place where you're going to find a lot of people that you're going to do cool stuff that you want to
They're
do.
smiling.
Yeah, always smiling. You know what I mean? So you have people smiling, but your thing is always and only I just finished my first workout or I just did my 10th workout.
Yeah,
And
100%.
and see that's do you see the logo right there?
Hmm.
So if I want to take a
Yeah,
photo, if I want to take a still photo of people just standing there, it's going to be in front of that wall. You know what I mean? But it's almost no still photos. So
yeah,
you got to get more dynamic because otherwise people are going to think what I thought. And that was like although this is an office space. I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You're right on that.
so we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna give you. So if you saw in the mastermind group, I just sent the email today. I sent accountability list for Lee, for Darian, for Angel. I'm gonna put you on the list of things that you need to work on, and then definitely be there on the 25th. When we do our internal mastermind group, we're going to talk mainly about the whole hiring people, because a lot of trainers are doing it wrong. It doesn't hurt you to get that information up front, but maybe if we have extra time on the tail end of that, we can talk about implementing better systems for your workouts. And I might have you like take a video. This is your only piece of homework right now. Once we get off of this, go to your gym and then just do a 360 of your floor space from the middle so we see what we're looking
Okay.
at. Because presentation
Okay.
has to be cleaned up a little bit. And if you can get that right, then I always say get the inside right first. All right. Because all of my gym looked like crap when it first started in 2021 because I couldn't afford the sign. I couldn't afford to paint the outside of the building, but I got the inside fixed. So that's what they're going to see through your marketing. All right. And then they'll walk past the outside and then you can fix the outside later. All right. But let's get the inside right first and the experience,
Okay.
sales channels, and you'll be rocking and rolling.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
that works.
Yes. Cool. All right. So I'll see you inside of the mastermind group. We'll be talking some more. I'll do my quick plug. If anybody made it to the end of this video, guys, if you found this information helpful, you want the extra help, go to gymownerjohn.com, join the mastermind group. You'll learn a lot of stuff. All right. We're cool. Darwin, so we'll be talking more in the future.
Perfect. Absolutely, man.
All right. I'll see you inside the room.
Cool, man. Appreciate the help.
No problem.
I got into the game to help people get in shape. Leveled up, so I opened a gym, and now I'm struggling to make my money grow. But John is here to help me make sure I win. Your boy has got the brains to get people in the door. I take all his advice and now I am earning more. Gym launch is also cool, but I ain't paying 20 bands. I'll just roll with my boy John and guarantee the score.